Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, everybody. You're all very welcome along to another Microsoft Flight Simulator stream. We're halfway there. Let's keep moving. It's nearly the weekend. So, hope you're all keeping very well. The weather's awful, isn't it? Not here, of course, in the glorious sim, but in real life. It's one of those kind of damp, dull, dreary days, and there's rain, and it's cold, and it's horrible. The moment I get in from work, I literally dove under the covers into the bed, and I lay there thinking to myself, I gotta get up. So I got up, and I'm here, and you're here, which is fantastic. So we have a plan. Not like me to have a plan, but there we go. We are on the ground in a place called Greenville, downtown airport. We're in South Carolina. The IKEA code for this place is Kilo Golf Mike Uniform. And we're going to be heading into the west. The title for this video, by the way, is Heading West in the North of the Southeast. Makes perfect sense to me. We're going to head west over to a place called Heaven's Landing, which is over in Clayton in Georgia. A place made epically famous from one of the Steve-O-One Knievo videos. So I thought we'd ramble up there. Stuart Payne kind of advised the route, or ailerons into wind. So let's see if it's good. I reckon it's going to be a challenging landing, so we shall see. So that's our plan. We're then going to open it up to multiplayer, and we're going to ramble over to a place called Mountain Air, which is in a place called Burnsville in North Carolina, which is located on a mountain called Mount Mitchell, and there'll be turbulence in the region. And the ICAO code is 2 November Charlie 0. And then, yes, that's right, and then we'll ramble kind of back south towards Asheville Regional in North Carolina, Kilo Alpha Victor Lima. Because why not? I said I'd do a couple of flights to keep you guys entertained, because we're right in the middle of the week. So that's what we're going to do. So, with that said, we're going to say hello to some peoples, because there's loads of you here. So let's start at the beginning, or the top. So, we have Kendra is here, she says good evening. Ben McClure is in the house, as is MBI, good evening to you, my dude. Jamie P is here, as is Valerie O'Connor, good evening to you both, happy Wednesday. Deep Future is here, along with Daza T Arab, welcome aboard. Modern Tornado 81 is here, as is Kevin Byrne and Mark O'Gorman. Good evening to y'all. I do hope you're keeping very well. Johnny has rambled in along with Bombasso. There's a name. Shiny Pants Airlines is here. If that was such a thing, do they wear shiny pants? But good evening to you, my dude. G Slayer's in the house, as is Erlansky. How's it going, my dudes? Nick Herbert has rambled in. As Moose Knuckle Life has just subscribed. Many thanks, my dude. We've got our all, I was going to say motions. They're not, they're, what are they called? Notifications. Yes. And there's more of them. Taz has subscribed as well. Many thanks, my very kind dudes. Mal Walsh is here. Good evening to you, my dude. Papa Joe B is here. He says, evening Murph, halfway to the weekend. Let's fly. Oh yeah. Holy moly, it's all happening. Cage Rattler has just subscribed. Many thanks to one and all. You're all very welcome aboard. MBI says, I'm on fall break. Nice. Ben McClure reports, 132 is all I'm going to say. Hawk Driver 101 has also subbed. Many thanks to you, my dude. Philip Breen is in the house. Good evening, Philip. As is Andy Andreas. He says, hi guys, which server will we be flying? Mort the Second has also subscribed. Is there someone just pressing the button? Many thanks, Mort. You're very kind. The server, I'm not sure yet. I'm currently in offline mode. We'll do our first flight, and then we'll open it up below, or across rather, at Heaven's Landing. Gary McCarthy is here. Good evening. Another great evening beckons, he says. I hope so. I hope so. I came prepared. When I first booted up the sim earlier on, it loaded, and it came up on the screen. And this, I have the download copy, yeah, so everything's downloaded, and it came up on the screen, please insert disk. I know, right? So I've came prepared. I've added a sound effect, which is hilarious. And even if I played it earlier on, and I just started to laugh. So that is the new theme, if you like, for the Two-Tone Murphy show. Merlin Flyer's in the house. He says, hi, Murph and crew. Good evening to you, Merlin. Hope you're keeping well, my dude. Daniel M is in the house. He says, hi, Murph. Happy Wednesday. How was your day? My day was good. So we got the podcast thing out the other day. It's over on the Discord, and it's also on, wait till you hear it, twotonemurphy.com/podcast. And yeah, it is a little bit, like myself, very rough around the edges, and, you know, I'll sort it out soon. But the first episode 1, Discovery Flight, it's called. It's there if you guys want to have a listen. It's basically me, just, you can't see me, or anything else of that matter. It's just voice. We have entered the medium of audio. Episode 2 should be out in about a week, and it will include Mrs. Murphy. Mrs. Two-Tone Murphy, to be precise. So be sure to listen to that. And I'll put it up in the Discord. If you guys have any questions, I will pick out kind of the top 5 or the top 6 questions that you would like to ask her. And be mindful, she is my present lady wife, and we must keep it very respectful. But don't hold back on me. I'm grand. I'll take it. Ed Reed is in the house. Good evening to you, Ed. Technic Al is here as well. How's it going? Moose Knuckle Life, many thanks for the sub, and you're here in the chat as well. Jam Fjord is in the house. He says, Two-Tone Murphy intro music sounds surprisingly good layered with MSFS Color 2. Happy coincidence, I think. John Morecamp is here. Good evening to you. Jer has landed in. He says, hi, Murph. Look forward to your streams. You're doing a great job. Well, many thanks, Jer. I really appreciate that, my dude. That is indeed the aim. We try to create kind of a chilled out, relaxed kind of an atmosphere as best we can. But there's always one, or in our case, 2, or 10 for that matter. But we'll see how it all turns out. Botop is here as well, as is the Burko Flyer. Good evening to you both. You're all very welcome along. Pilot Peely is here. He says, top of the evening to you. Whoosh. Top of the evening to you too. Got Border Collies has landed in. Where have you been all day? I need to fly. I reckon to say where have you been all day, but I understand the boon as well. But we're here now, and we have a flight ahead of us, so that's the plan. And while I'm yapping, be guessing the aircraft that I'm in. If you look very close at the screen, you might see it. So we shall see. Papa Joe B says, look like I've lost Microsoft Flight Sim for now. Can't keep it running. Don't know why. Windows Update must have stepped on something. Well, that's terribly bad, Papa Joe B. Be sure to jump over to the Discord and explain to us what's happening. We'll see, can we help you out. H. Lightsphere is here. Cage Garma reporting to Air Marshal Two-Tone. Ready for duty, sir. Welcome aboard. I hope you're keeping well, my dude. WB1990, he says, evening from a wet and miserable County Wicklow. It's scary out there. It's just like winter is coming, and it's here, like it's landed. Winter is here, but it's nice and sunny here, and it's grand. Cage Rattler is in the house. He says 80 and sunny in Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore. Jim Oates is in the house as well. Good evening to you. Colonel Fork 85 has landed in. He says Georgia, the US state, not the European country. Indeed, because that'll make things very interesting. Because we'll be asking them fellas, what are you guys doing here? What? We are nowhere. You can't see us. We have nothing else to do here. You know them fellas. Daza says, that landing is very challenging, Murph, at Mountain Air. Challenge accepted. Coley205 is in the house, as is Jeffrey Davitt. Good afternoon from soon-to-be a windy New Orleans. New Orleans. Good evening to you, Jeffrey. I hope you're keeping well. Paul Richards says, I come off it, Murph, that must be a photo. Taz is in the house, watching over on Twitch. I thought it was proper, Dad. Give it a second. You might see us. There's life. Warning. Successfully connected. I wonder now, like, does that kick everyone off, I wonder? Interesting. Let us see what happens, shall we? Give it a moment. Are we alive? You see, I came prepared. And that's all that's important. Let's hope that's the only issue we have tonight. What do you guys think? Let us see. There's all beeps going on there now. Everything appears to be okay. But yes, I think we're alive. We've made it. We're back. I'll continue on. Anyway, where were we? So Duffman has said hello from Austria, and Drubbin5 said hello to all. Direct Max EV is here. Hi, Murph, first time joining in. Hope all goes well. It was going really well until suddenly and most abruptly it wasn't, but now it's back again. And you're very welcome. Philly Roach is in the house. How are you? Bartman7490 has made it. He says good evening. As has Russell Scott. G Slayer's in the house. Who else? Gustadamus is here. He goes, alright mate. How are you, my dude? Jepson2001 is here. He says, looking forward to tonight's adventures. Joe Blow Photo has landed in. He says, evening Murph. And who else? Scott Voigt is here. Good afternoon to you, my dude. John Ambler has rambled in. Kate says, something wrong with your subscription button. Aha. Randy Hurst says, hi Murph. You're flying in one of my stomping grounds today. I love motorcycling in the mountains around Asheville. Nice. Kendra reports 78 days to Christmas. Now we're just waiting for Keen's report. The Saltla man is here. Hello, bro. I am from Israeli community. Hello to you, my dude. I hope you're keeping very, very well. Nangalator says, please insert T. I know, right? Dangerous Brian says, I think you'll be playing that quite a bit, Murphy. Yes, I will. It's going to be one of these nights. Mrs. Two-Tone Undercover Boss says, Johnny, indeed. Who else do we have here? Tarvu is here. Good afternoon, Murph and stream. Hope everybody is well. Jim says, sounds good, mate. Mike is here. How are you? As is Bad Dog. He says, hi, Murph. Happy Wednesday and hello to all the crew. He's a great dog. Bad Dog, good evening. Ailerons into the wind. Or just ailerons into wind. Waltzes and slams the door shut. Sits on the floor, emailing Honeycomb. Don't ask, bro. Don't ask. Indeed. Philip Breen says, I'm in the lobby. Chat, lads, if any regulars want to chat. That is, of course, over on Discord. Peter Pepperman is here. Good evening, Peter. He said, what's going on in Ireland? The weather is brutal. Got Border Collie says, in my neck of the woods, so to speak. Indeed. Press F to pay respects to ailerons into wind. It's windy here in Michigan. Cool. Tarver says, it's buffering. And then it all went, uh-oh. Oh look, I'm miles behind when I'm reading the chat because there's loads of you here tonight. Play your new tune, Murph. Wait, he's back. Time to play. Yeah, we got it. So in case you didn't get that time, it's this one. As Scar TDS has just subscribed. Many thanks, my dude. Okay, that button is going to get worn out. Troy Whalen has just subscribed. Many thanks to you, Troy. You're all very welcome aboard. Ryan says, I'm David Shanahan in YouTube. Yes, you are, Ryan. And welcome watching over on Twitch. Kenneth Fitzpatrick is here. Good evening to you. So yes. So without further ado, did anyone guess what plane I was going to fly? I should have had thinking music for this one. But it's okay. I'll just appear with something now. Aha! Look at this tiny... I would really not fit in one of these in real life. But this is, of course, the Cessna 152, which is a cool little plane. Scott says, speaking of which, 95 watching, only 35 likes. Get on with it, folks, please. Jan Fjord says, first shot down in the Murphy impersonation drinking game. Every time Murphy does an impression or an impersonation, it's cheers and sláinte. Ah. Yersh. That could have been anything. Kenneth says you're in a PC-12. Dangerous Brian says an X-Cub. G-Slayer says a Mooney. Ryan says jetliner. Nah. The questions will be about why you're in the doghouse so often with Mrs. Two-Tone. I like that, Daniel, and that'll probably spark all sorts of results. Anyway, so this is, of course, our steed for this evening, the Cessna 152. So we're going to get started up. I'm going to shout out to a couple of peoples on the YouTube and the Twitch. And yeah, let's go flying. So we're going to get our nav and beacon lights on. Hope you guys can see everything here. Rick is here. He says, the 152 was the first plane I ever flew. Nice, dude. Philip says, Murph, it's a very strange looking 747. Indeed. The crash crew must have heard that Murphy was there. They did. As soon as I pressed the little button, it said, and anyway. We won't let it bother us too much. There's plenty of time in the flight for that. So we've to turn this machine on. How's it all looking, by the way? We've to turn on our fuel tank. or our fuel shut-off valve. We'll put our mixture to rich, and we're going to activate our little primer here. But there are no fuel pumps. So with that done, we're going to say clear prop. They don't mind. It's alive. So we've got starting the engine. I hope. It is most definitely behaving itself. Sync our directional and our barrow. We can go to standby on our little transponder here. Have a quick check over here. So we have cabin air, cabin heat, don't need to worry about them. ADF we're not going to be using. You can see I have 0 time in this aircraft. I don't know why, it's nice. It's just a little bit slow. Carb heat, we're probably okay with that as well. Let the engine warm up. Fuel quantities, we're on full tanks. Our oil pressure and temperature's okay. Pressure needs a little bit of time to build up, but we'll do all that now in a couple of moments. We have a turn coordinator issue, but that could be just because we're on the ground. Suction is doing suction things, our clock is doing clock things, and everything else appears to be okay. Andy says, hi Murph, can you tell me which server so I can spawn? Once I get down to Heaven's Landing, we'll jump onto the servers. David Shannon says, I'm on YouTube now. It's like musical chairs, David, but keep going. It's more than a little slow, says Ailerons. It's like 90 knots, I think. But anyway, I digress. So I'm going to say a big shout out to some peoples before we get going here. These are peoples, of course, who are members, if you like, of the YouTube channel. There's a little join button beside the subscribe button, and just so you guys know, subscriptions and whatnot, they're not a requirement of this channel. I'm delighted, of course, that you all and many of you have decided to click and decided to support the channel. For that I'm very, very grateful, but it's not an absolute what's the word I'm looking for? Requirement. It's not a requirement. I'm happy that you guys are just in here having the chat. I hope that you guys enjoy yourselves. And, well, maybe you might learn something. Even if it is, you might learn that Two-Tone Murphy is the biggest Ludrabon of them all. You can look up that word, it's Irish. So, to the flight crew first, we're going to say hello to the following people. Burned Barsh, Maj C, 888, McShiggity Pilot, Dangerous Brian, Ethan Short, Sticky Rice 82, Jan Moorkamp, T-Man Gaming X, Papa Joe B, Bartman 7490, Andy Shaw, Sean Leo, Jack 61, Dougal McTavish, and Gil Klein, and Neville Johnson. Thank you all so very, very much, guys. Really do appreciate the support. Cheers and sláinte, and thank you very much. Now we move over to the co-pilots. And the caveat with the co-pilot, if you're a co-pilot on YouTube, you're the same as the co-pilots over on Twitch, but we'll get to them now really shortly. So the co-pilots, I'll give a big shout out to Brian Spain, Pilot Peely, Bad Dog, Philip Breen, Avioman, The Berko Flyer, Patrick Cullen, The Vidya Crusader, Samuel Dye, Warhamster, and Alison Johnson. Thank you all so very, very much for your continued support, guys. I really do appreciate it. He's a raw legend. Aileron says, this is going to get interesting after a few drinks. I know, right?
That's a big 10-4, good boy.
And Dazza T. Arab has just become a member. Many thanks, Dazza. Dazza gets entered on the list now for next week. Or for Friday. But, yeah. See the way I have to write it down. I have an A4 sheet now. Dazza, thank you so very, very much, my dude. And then the last tier we have, bar the one in my eyes, is for the Pilot in Command tier. And to these very generous people, I will say hello and thank you to Scott Voigt, G Slayer, Mark O'Gorman, Jim Oates, Ed Reed, and Colonel Fork. Thank you all so very, very much, guys. I really do appreciate it, and yous are all awesome. And then someone said last week, Murph, what about us on Twitch? And I was like, yeah. So anyway, I did out a list, so bear with me. So Twitch, it works a little bit different than YouTube. Those of you on Twitch, you know the crack. Those of us on YouTube, we're like, But anyway, I'll tell you. So you can subscribe on Twitch if you have like Prime Video. You get like a free subscription. You can use that, or you can subscribe to the channel over on Twitch. So I'm going to say hello to Fugos1, BG Smalls, Paddy140, Mr. Chippy, Gustavo19856, Samantha, Annalisa, Ailerons Into Wind, Neon Jedi, Speedy McHaggis, Friendly Fire, Cool Sax 98, and Balky14, and Colonel Forker's over there as well. So these are all rabbit. These are brilliant, and thank you all so very, very much. I feel like it's like a wedding. I want to thank, or not a wedding, it's like the Oscars. And the Oscar goes to, as Rudder has become a member as well. Sure, look, it's all happening tonight. Many thanks, my dude. If Matthew McConaughey at the Oscars. All right. Oh, no, hang on. All right. No, I can't do it. I thought I could do it. I learned that one. Anyway, with that said, Gabriel Dillon is here. Good evening to you. Squadron Leader 2-Ton Murphy. How's you, my man? Sorry for not flying tonight. That's quite okay, Gabriel. I hope you're keeping well, my dude. The Chasman is here. Hey, Murph. If Microsoft Flight Sim VR is like Star Wars virtual reality, then I'm going to have to wear diapers. It could be one of those moments.
Appreciate the comeback, good buddy.
And Russell Scott has done a donation through Super Chat. Holy moly, it's all happening tonight. Many thanks, Russell. You're very kind, my dude. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Ben McClure says, we need an accents compilation. Depending, of course, where the accents are going to be from. But we shall see. Peter says, I think Murphy had an extra coffee today. He's talking 25% faster than normal. I'm anxious to go. Do you know, I'm going to miss my takeoff slot. We are. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. You're absolutely fantastic, and I really do appreciate it. You're very kind, and thanks a million. So we've little lights down here we'll turn on. We want to turn on our taxi and landings, because why not? Strobe lights can come on. Pitos, we can turn them on. Let's get going, shall we? Quick look at the map. So we're just going to taxi up, straight out, and then we're going to head into the west. That was a film, wasn't it? So park and brake coming on. Look out for B1 and B2 there, lads. These are looking mighty. Yeah. We're going to go that way. Don't mind us. We might just clip them with the wing. What headset do you have, Murph? This is the SteelSeries Gaming DAC, and it was a rookie mistake because I picked up the wired version when I should have got the wireless version, because there's been more times that I get up from my seat, forgetting, of course, that my headphones are plugged in, and get as far as the door before I realise I have to go back. So we'll have to wait and see. Can we do a jet later, says David. No jets, I'm afraid, my dude. We'll start working towards jets, but not for the moment. Alison is here. She says, good evening, Murphy. Hey, everyone. Good evening to you, Alison. I hope you're keeping well. We're in your plane, a little Cessna 152, in all its little glory. Russell says, you're welcome, Murph. Thanks for teaching me the fundamentals of flying a plane. Now I need to learn how to land without the autopilot. Cool. Progress, my dude. Practice makes perfect. Disclaimer, Murphy isn't very good at landing. Murphy's not very good at flying. But when it comes to the sim, yeah, we can probably kind of, we can wing it. Did you see what I did there? I wonder, does this button work? Cool, it does. But I have to press this button. Aha, you see, we have, oh look. So we have these little buttons working as well. Highly sophisticated here, lads. Speedbird169 is here. He says, hola, how are you, my dude? Happy Wednesday. Dan is here. He says, hi, Murph. Hope everyone is having a good day. And to everyone, hello, Dan. Happy Wednesday to you, my dude. Philly Road says, if someone releases the Cirrus Jet, it will be cool. Yeah, the V-Wing, isn't it? Not the one? Johnny says, I need to learn with the autopilot. Or I need to learn how to land with the autopilot. Shane Neary is here. What time did you start, Murph? I started at 8, and then the gremlins came in, attacked my simulator, punched me in the forehead, and ran away. But now we're back. And it's all gravy. Dan says, are you on multiplayer yet? No, my dude, not just yet. Now, what's interesting about the Cessna 152, apart from, being designed from the original Cessna 150, there's no autopilot as we deploy and not to flaps. So our plan here is hand fly this machine and see what happens. So if you guys are ready, I'm ready. Okay, let's go. So parking brake comes off. Power coming in. It gets very loud, but doesn't really want to move. Come on, Betsy, you can do it. Now, the 152 is a fantastic aircraft to learn in Microsoft Flight Sim, particularly if you are new to flight simulation, because it's relatively simple in terms of its systems and handling. You pretty much just point it in the direction you want to go, add a bit of power, and fly. So we're going to follow the runway heading here as we climb. Decent departure. Quick look out the window. Everything is looking alrighty. We're going to wait till we gain a little bit of altitude before we bring in them flaps. Aileron says no flaps needed, Murph. Probably not, but it's kind of just practice. Speedbird says I need to be seated. We'll wait for you. Super Hapdog is here. I'm just minutes away from Greenville. Nice. Dazza says I'm thinking of taking my sea landings over to runway landings. Nice. Okay, so with this little plane, because we don't have an autopilot, elevator trim is quite important. So by elevator trim, basically on the back of the airplane, on your elevators, which are on the very back, your tail plane as it were, well, there's a small little wing on one of the tail wings, and that's called your trim. So basically that'll go up or down depending on what you want to do inside of the aircraft. And in the real plane, what it does, it takes the force or pressure or the weight off the controls, so you don't need to exert force to keep them into position. In the sim, it kind of works the same way. You would trim it out so that your joystick or yoke, you can let go of it and not worry about it, and the aircraft will stay at the correct pitch. So there you are, you're learning something new. So we need to make a right turn as we leave our little map open. Try is here. The plane is a training plane. It is. It is. Aileron says, I'll be the cadet tonight. Yes, you know, I mean business when I break out that one. Jake Lucy is here. Good evening. We'll continue our turn here. Alison says, it's a great trainer. It absolutely is. Easy said and done with an Xbox controller. Yeah. Bad Dog says, when I take off, my plane turns into a boat and it shouts, don't sink, at me constantly. Yeah, they do that from time to time. So we want to make sure we get some sort of a heading or bearing in which we want to fly. So we are, of course, going to be heading west. We're going to lock it in, we can't lock it in, but we're going to fly a heading of around 300 degrees, and then it'll be probably back to about 290 degrees. So we'll continue on this way. We're going to aim for about 3,000 feet. The airport in which we're going to be landing is at 2,724 feet. Heaven's Landing. So if you guys, if you check out Steve01 Knievo, he did a video up there and he went on an epic golfing trip, but it's a cool video. Steve-O, of course, is a real-world pilot. He flies the TBM quite a bit, amongst other aircraft. Be sure to check him out. And Heaven's Landing, it's kind of a mountain estate airport, as in it's I won't say it's for the rich and shameless, but you can buy property up there at the airport and build your house. And when you build your house, you can kind of build a hangar next to your house. So it's one of these fly-in. I think they called it like a fly-in property. Looks amazing. Philip Flyers here. He says, hey, Irish. Do you have big planes, says Adtry. Yes, there are. Super Doc 66 is in the house. He says, evening Murph. Looking forward to do another instructional evening. Thanks for all your effort. Much appreciated. Nice. Steve 35 is in the house. He says, hey Murph. Cheers, buddy. And Gaming Sniper is here. Good evening to y'all, guys. Happy Wednesday to you. It's a gated community. Aha. I like the sound of that. We can disappear that guy. So we shall revert to our little map here. Our heading is a little bit wrong direction, Murph. What do we say? 300. Ha ha. So basically what I'm doing, right? Go away. The heading I'm looking for on this, we're going to do a heading of 300. So on your directional compass, basically you have 360 degrees. 0 or 360 is north, 180 being south, 90 to the east, and 270 to the west. So by flying like this, I now know my wings are somewhat level and continuing to climb. I'm going to go for 4,000 feet just because. This is telling me how quickly I'm climbing. The vertical speed indicator. The turn coordinator it just seems a little bit happy, I suppose. And there's an ever so slight kind of lean to the left. But it's grand. So as we come up to 4,000 feet, we're going to trim ourselves out. And to help us along, we'll bring our throttle back a little bit, because your throttle tends to have a huge impact on the pitch of the aircraft. The more power you add or torque, the aircraft will want to go up or pitch down depending on the amount of power. So I'm happy enough with our speed. It's only a matter now of keeping the aircraft level in the sky. So we can see from our vertical speed indicator, we're not really doing much. We're level, we're just a few hundred feet we're about 50 feet away from 4,000. Now we could adjust our rudder, if there was a rudder adjustment. I don't think there is on this plane. You can kind of set one up into your sim if you want it. Hey Murph, could you ask if any of your boys are flying with the new Nvidia 30 cards yet? Anyone have the new Nvidia 30 cards yet, guys? Trey says, can you do a butter landing with the training plane? I don't know. We'll give it a shot, though. Jake Lucy says, the plan is good. Thanks, dude. He says, the plane is good, but is there any toilets? A bottle or the window at speed? No rudder trim in the 152 by default. Gotcha. Many thanks, Alison. And Gabriel says, the Irish answer to everything, sure, 'tis grand. Which it is. It'll be grand. You know, we ran out of oxygen. Listen, it's grand. So we're pretty much nicely trimmed here. We'll go back up to our little map and consult. We're heading for this magenta line. Did you see the pause there? Didn't like that, did you? When we head up to that magenta line, we're going to turn left ever so slightly. I reckon about kind of 28 or maybe 275 degrees will hold us along until we get on up to Heaven's Landing. Anita Fulham is here. She says, hello, I'm new here. You're very welcome, Anita. Many thanks for stopping by. What country are you over? So we're currently over the United States. We've just taken off out of Greenville, which is down in South Carolina, and we're heading over to Heaven's Landing in Clayton in Georgia. So we're in the south, but we're kind of traveling west in the north part of the southeast. It all makes sense. It really, really does. So let's see what's happening, shall we? We're very close to this magenta line. So I'm going to hazard a guess we'll be turning... we're very close to it. Just like 290, 28. Yeah, we'll kind of let it do its thing. Peter Pepperman says, can this be effectively played with an Xbox controller? It can and it can't, right? With an Xbox controller, you got to really work on the sensitivities because it's a controller. So to answer in short, yes, you can definitely use this product with an Xbox controller. I'd highly recommend picking up a joystick if you can. Tarver says, oh Murph, on your Discord you have a brilliant mod for the 152. You have to watch your alternator, etc. Cool. Yeah, there is a modded version of this aircraft. They add in a whole load of things, which is pretty awesome. Because, you know, people were kind of a little bit upset with how basic, I suppose, the systems were in Flight Sim. But overall, I think we're not too bad. So we're going to continue on heading. Disappear me for music, as we're going to get some music going. As we make our way to Heaven's Landing. Anita says, I'm guessing by the graphics this is FS 2020. Correct and right. It surely is. Shiny Pants says, dude, I wish I could post a screenshot on multiplayer. There are a ton of people following your route. Holy moly. Don't forget, guys, if you're new here, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Be sure to check it out. We also have a Discord up and running. I put the link there into the chat. So on Discord, that's kind of where we hang out when we're not streaming. There's a whole load of really helpful people over there. If you guys need any help with your sim, general settings, if you want to post screenshots or videos, we have a flight school, we have a list of add-ons. We're linked over to Simulated Aviation, as Adriano Solomon has just subscribed. Many thanks, my dude. Happy Wednesday to you. Ailerons into Win says, how do you set up Twitch with Prime, Murph? I'll have to get back to you. I'll double check and figure it out. But simulatedaviation.com, do be sure to check them out, guys. They have reviews, they have so many resources, be it hardware, software, all the different add-ons, not just for flight sim, but for DCS and X-Plane, and basically anything aviation. So be sure to check it out. Steve says, you do an amazing job at hosting your channel. Many thanks, Steve. I do really appreciate that, my dude. Paul Richter says, can you now settle down? No, he doesn't. He says, can now settle down to watch you and relax. I won the PT-19 for X-Plane giveaway from Q8 Pilot at the weekend. Had a chance to fly it today for the first time. What a fun plane. Well, Paul, that's fantastic, dude. Congratulations, well done. And I have heard it's a phenomenal little airplane. It's a really old airplane, but I believe the modelling and the systems are off the hook.
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
Captain Bombasso has just subscribed. Many thanks to you, my dude. Captain Abdur, I keep butchering your name. It's Abdurrahim. Asks, how can we use the transponder? So the transponder, I wonder does this little button work? It kind of does. So your transponder, guys, is this here. And basically what this does, it communicates with air traffic control so they can see it. So at the moment we're flying on what's called VFR, or visual flight rules. With visual flight rules, you have to be careful of your altitude and your direction and all this kind of stuff. But essentially the code for VFR is 1200 in the United States, or 7000 in Europe, or most of Europe. So you have off, standby, on, altitude, or test, and then you have an ident button. So you'll often hear ATC saying, you know, November 235 Romeo Mike ident. If you press this little button here to ident, they call it a flash, so it'll flash up on their radar screen. So whatever code ATC gives you, for example, they can say to me, they can say November 235 Romeo Mike, squawk 1563. So I would report back and say 1563 for November 235 Romeo Mike. And it crashed. Would you believe? Oh no. The demons are out tonight. I wonder what crashed that. That's interesting considering we're offline mode. What to do? We have music for this though. We've come prepared. And we have another screen, look. This is the reason why the screen exists for the crashing. Cockney John is here. He says the Pukas after you, Murph. That's solve the problem music. Yep. Well, I have to say, that's actually the first crash I've ever had offline. Now, I do know they're very close to releasing their new patch. And tonight, of the night that actually got, for the first time ever, please insert disc. Andy says, it crashed because no one was following you. Scott says, so what is the drink of the evening? I'm still working away on my Glendalough whiskey, which is fantastic. Really nice. Google that stuff. But it's quite nice. And it's dangerous because it tastes like more. So, event viewer error. We have a kernel problem, as in kernel. That's okay. Application. Failed with, that's okay. Application error. So what crashed? Faulting application name Flight Sim EXE. Doesn't say what's wrong with it. I love it when that happens. I wonder, is there an update? The kernel says kernel, not kernel. Rudder says white wine, I approve. Nothing wrong with white wine. White wine also tastes like more. So yeah. So we were enjoying the lovely little Cessna. And it kind of said to us, no. So I know how to fix this. Let's see. So I left you somewhere midair, didn't I? I did. So I know how to fix this. So we're going to set that as departure. Change your little airplane. Because we have to make up a bit of time now, you see. So what'll move kind of fast? And don't say the Mooney. Who said Mooney? I like the Mooney. Talk about getting your money's worth. Anita says, what country are you from? I'm from Ireland. Little old Ireland. It's full of crazy people like me. Well, I wouldn't say crazy, but it's full of people like me. Yeah. Let's see, can I get all this working again? I can see many people online. That's a good thing. Let's see that again. Anita says, sorry, I meant county. I can tell from your accent, you're an Irish lad. Indeed I am. I'm originally from Dublin. Married a girl from Kildare. Spent some time in Kerry. And now I live in County Tipperary. Keane Lafford is in the house. Good evening to you, Keane. How many days, Keane? How many days? Ghost Rider 115 is in the house. Good evening to you. The TBM is fast, says Pilot Peely. Hey ho, two tones, says Ghost Rider. Hey ho, hey ho. Piat is here. He says, morning peeps. How are you doing, my dude? We're doing okay. We've only had 2 crashes so far. That makes me sad. Glenn Purchell is here. He says, hello from North Kildare. Hello, Glenn. You're very welcome along. Hello from Tipperary, my dude. Steve35 says, don't worry, Murph. It had nothing to do with Murphy's Law. Mason B is in the house. He says, good evening, Captain. Good evening to you, Mason B. Billy says, I think it's going to be one of those nights. We came prepared. Alright. Anita says, are there many aircraft in 2020? There are. So on the standard edition you get 20, the deluxe you get 25, and the premium deluxe you get 30. Russell's Adventures is in the house. He says, howdy buddy, been watching you for a while, can't wait to try this sim out. Started flight sim from Fly 2K to Flight Sim 2004. Nice. Now, it could have been the case I was, I was relying on the map a lot. Bear with me. Can you guess the aircraft by the noise of the engine? That'd be like holy moly mode. And they were saying, what, 4,000 feet? Go ahead and that. Flight director, that's all okay. Now, machine, please don't break and smash and crash. We don't want that to happen, thanks. Bring them up. Piley Peely says the Mooney. I have another button. Wait for it. Come on, Sim. There it is. Huzzah! That was me playing the trombone or the trumpet, whatever that instrument is called. It was me. I was playing it earlier on. That's how you know. That's what it takes. Okay, so flaps are set. Let's fly this machine and catch up with the rest of the posse. We haven't got a moment to lose. Steve 35 through the super chat with the 20 Canadian dollars. Thank you so very, very much, Steve. Really appreciate that one, my dude. Dangerous Brian says, you've been busy today, Murph. I know, right? Cage Rattler is here. He says, the Kentucky Derby is over. Landing gear coming up. Jeez, we did that very sportily, didn't we? So this is called the Let's Floor It part of the stream. Where we need to kind of get Let's Floor It music. You can feel it. If everyone starts tapping their left foot as we're flying and then start bobbing your head whilst making funny movements with your eyebrows, the flight will just absolutely boot it along. So are we on the Mooney for the next leg? Probably. High five that high five the like button, folks. Many thanks, Alison. That's a great way to put it. High five. High five. Orlando Aviator is in the house. Good evening to you, my dude. Aileron says, Florida, you need meatloaf. We're okay. Passing 2,300 feet. Indicator speed of about 140 knots. That's going to get a lot faster. Paul the Aviator is here. He says, what's up, pal? Which county are you from? Originally from Dublin, Paul. Married a girl from Kildare. We spent time in Kerry. And we now live in Tipperary. It's a long way. You know the song. Dan asks, do you use Navigraph, Murph? You can swap the view from the high-low IFR to world view. I use it as a VFR map instead of the default. Ah. Anita says, okay, I need to go. What time do you stream on Fridays? 8 o'clock Irish time. Every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. But many thanks for tuning in, Anita. And we'll hopefully catch you on the next one. Okay, machine, do your thing. Go ahead and arm this, arm that, and activate. Oh, now we're moving. King Leffert says 222 days until the Eurovision. Ho, 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 ho. It's getting real close. Real close. Yeah, that's kind of fast music, wasn't it? We can continue in that vein. So we're going to do that, with this. No, with this. Keen Leffert says 365 days until the 7th of October 2021. Wake me up when we get there, dude. Andrew Noble is here. He says, hello, Mr. Murphy. Hello, Mr. Noble. Happy Wednesday to you, my dude. You're very welcome along. Paul the Aviator says, Murph, are you into football? And if so, what team? Oh. Are we talking soccer or GAA or rugby or... Oh, we're making good time here. We're about 15 minutes out. I will say, I got an Nvidia graphics card update this evening, a new driver. And I'm wondering, am I going to regret it? Do I like soccer? Yeah, I like soccer. I suppose if it's, you know, probably a little bit of Liverpool or Man United. I used to support Man United years ago, back in the Alex Ferguson days, when you had the likes of Peter Schmeichel and Pallister and all these kind of good lads, Roy Keane and all, you know. Today, not so much. I kind of ditched soccer when it became kind of more dramatised than, you know, the West End, but it's still quite good. QWERTY Pro is in the house, good evening. He says, hurricane en route. Check it out on live weather while you can. Should be interesting to see it since the last patch fixed up some weather bugs. Cool. Rian Byrne is here. He says, hi, have you flown over Wicklow in any of your video? We have, Rian, yes. Do check them out on YouTube, my dude. 6 Knots is in the house, good evening. Happy Wednesday to you. As we get a hey good buddy from Super Hap Dog has just subscribed. Many thanks to you, my dude. Really appreciate it. Kramer says, yes, crashed for me twice when pulling the VF4 map after the Nvidia. Ahaha. Well, I think the VF4 map is a glitch. That's why I kind of left it on the top of the screen there. But we'll see. If it happens again, I'll know what to do. I'll jump out the window to my right. No, I won't. I'll crash through the door on my right. But it's a big glass door. I do like the Mooney though. You might have gathered that. So we have some kind of nice Georgia scenery coming up. Peter Thomas says, where are you flying, please? So we've taken off from Greenville Downtown Airport in South Carolina. We're going to head up to Heaven's Landing over in Clayton, Georgia. Then we're going to head to Mountain Air over in Burnsville, North Carolina. And then it's over to Asheville Regional in North Carolina. So the airport we took off from, Greenville, it opened in 1928. And Amelia Earhart flew some demonstrations here in 1931. Pretty cool, eh? The things we learn. Steve35 says, strap your parachute. I've 2 of them. Kevin M is in the house. He says, hey Murph, what setting is your terrain detail level on? I think it's Ultra. I think Ultra. Minty Aviation is in the house. Good evening to you, Minty. Gabriel Dillon says, I retract my comment last week about your new notifications. many apologies. That's okay, Gabriel. And it's okay if they weren't the flavour of the month. I take all criticisms, constructive and other. Do you have the ICAO codes or are they posted? They are posted. Yeah. But they're gone missing, so hang on. I'll put them in for you. There you be. Russell says, I thought you could use copyright music if you gave a notice. That's not my understanding. Master Gamer says, hello, I'm back. Hello, Master Gamer. King Leopard says, Murph, you're outside of your county. Now, you know better than that. Joseph Gambino is in the house. He says, hi, Murph. Greetings from the Big Apple. Hello, Joseph. Happy Wednesday to you, my dude. I hope you're keeping very well. And many thanks for joining us here. So it's behaving. We're making progress. We're about 10 minutes out. Our altitude is good at 4,000 feet. I hope. We've all sorts of lights and stuff going on here. Open the vent just to kind of cool ourselves down a bit. But the views are starting to get real nice, aren't they? I think kind of a relaxing tune before the madness starts. Rick says, this is about where you crashed before. Keep the faith. Everybody keep thinking happy thoughts. Not that happy, but happy. Query Pro asks, is this the Mooney from the marketplace? Indeed it is. Gallant Duffy says, we have the exact same PC specs, but your game looks much better than mine. May I ask what your graphic settings are, or can you show us in another video maybe? Sure, Gallant. I have a video already on YouTube called The Initial Setup. If you want to check that one out, I go through all of my settings, you'll see where they're at. Hopefully that'll help you. Paul the Aviator says, is the i9 9900K over the i7 9700K better for the extra price? At this stage, I'd look at the i9 10900K. For me, the difference between that and the 97 will be substantial. Andy asks, Murph, do you have a PPL in real life? I don't, my dude. I have a couple of hours in a Cessna 172. You'd count them hours on one hand. Unless you were, you had multiple fingers, but 5. I have about 4 hours. But it is something I would like to pursue. Hence, one of the reasons, not all the reasons, but certainly one of the reasons for the YouTube channel. I would very much want to include real-world flying into the community. So yeah, Patrick says, Murph, are any of these airports tonight we're landing at add-ons? No, these are all stock. They're all in the base game, as it were. Russell says, you would triple your subscriptions if you could play the Celtic women's music. Probably. Well, that was kind of nice and kind of relaxing, and it's 9 p.m. in Ireland. It's kind of just the right sort of music to say, do you know, I might just go ahead and put the slippers on. if you know what I mean. Master Gamer says, I just cleared my desk in my room for when I get my PC and have a giant world map beside my bed, and I'm thinking of moving it to the wall beside my desk when I play Flight Sim 2020. What do you think? 100%. And what you got to do, Master Gamer, is with your left hand, place it over your two eyes to block your sight, and then with your right hand, make a point out of your index finger, circle it somewhere on the map, and then randomly press somewhere on the map, and then remove your left hand and open your eyes, and you'll see where your finger lands on the map, and that is where you shall fly. Nightliner says, have fun with power on stalls, Murph. Oh yeah. Paul the Aviator says, Murph, have you ever thought of becoming an airline pilot? Sure, I have, yeah, over the years. But, you know, I do prefer the kind of GA stuff with the smaller aircraft. Walt says, Murph, if you were to go for a new PC upgrade now, would you go ahead with the older 2080 card or wait for a new 3080? Possibly in the new year. Yeah, 100%. I would wait for the new year. Like, the 3080s have just come out. AMD haven't released their cards yet. They could be interesting. So, if it were me, I would wait. 5 minutes out. I haven't flown up here in the sim. This could be interesting. Pat says, I've been chasing thunderstorms on Microsoft Flight Sim, which took me all over the place. Cool. Pretty Pro says, if you can, just build your PC, you'll learn a lot, thank yourself later, and have something to be proud of. That's sound advice, yeah, 100%. Steve35 says, sometimes it's more enjoyable when it's not a career or job. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, like, there's, for the age group, I'm aware of 2 pilots who only started to learn how to fly in their very late 30s, 38 or 39, and within 3 years, they're now captains on a Stobart Air, which is kind of Aer Lingus regional, and they fly the ATR 72. Actually, one guy was older, I think he was 41 when he started, and like, that was his introduction into it. Duckman says, Murph, I have to buy credits for the Mooney. How can I take the credits at the marketplace? That's okay. So, if you want to purchase the Mooney in the marketplace, you just purchase it. You're charged credits from the store, but once you have credits kind of assigned to you, just click buy and download, and that should work. SK Drones is here. He says, I find myself trying to take control of this when it's on full screen. Paul the Aviator says, I heard rumours on Nvidia planning on making CPUs. Any thoughts? Not sure. I haven't heard of that, but if it is, that could be interesting. The more hardware options we have in the market, well, the better it is. There's more competition and better prices for people like you and me. Six knots in with some sound advice. Just a heads up to the guy who's asking about graphics aren't great. Check that Bing data is on. One of the updates switched mine off. I was trying everything because I thought my graphics were just bad, but it turned out to be the Bing data. So we're 2 minutes away at this speed. Now, Heaven's Landing. Oh, there's a bit of stutter there, look. I wonder, is it the graphics card acting up? We shall see. But it's starting to look kind of nice up here in the mountains. Pretty Pro says the sim needs DirectX 12 or Vulkan. This should help with the performance, but you'll have to wait on the developers. So they're working on DirectX 12. They're a while off it yet, but they are working on it. Jacob is in the house. Good evening to you. Happy Wednesday to you, my dude. The runway, I think it's over there. There's Something on the wing. Something. So 1:35 flying time. It is a little bit on the chop side. I don't like that. That's usually meaning there could be an issue. Shane asks, how do you use settings when in game? Just hit the escape key. That should bring everything up. So Murph, we're going to turn off the autopilot, bring our speed right back. What's our altitude here now? Remember the height of the field is about, what did we say it was? 2,700-ish. And we have speed brakes in the Mooney, which is always handy. I'm afraid to open the map to see exactly where the airport is, so we'll just kind of stay on this heading and hope it'll be there. Shane says, like, to change the airport and the weather and stuff. So if you move your mouse up to the top of the screen, this little icon box will appear. You might have more options. I've turned a few of mine off, and you can mess around with that. Aha, airport in sight. Right, Murph. Evasive maneuvers. We're going to spin out this side because a Mooney is extremely versatile and great fun. Base cam on for the dramatic effect as we try to touch down here into Heaven's Landing. There be the runway. Steve35 says, rest in peace to Eddie Van Halen. So sad. Really was. Yeah, Van Halen, man. That was crazy. Just look for the crowd of nameplates. Is there many people here? Okay, so one notch of flaps coming down. We'll give ourselves a relatively steep turn. We'll apply a bit of rudder here just to turn us fast as well. Keeping an eye on our speed and also the rate of our descent. We don't want to go too lively. Keeping an eye out, of course, for all the mountains. Kind of like a slip, but not really. Landing gear coming down. Sticky Rice 82 is in the house. Good evening to you, my dude. You're very welcome along. We're just about to land here over in Heaven's Landing. As we turn on final here. Landing gear is down, flaps are down, mixture settings are okay, prop is set okay. Little bit of chop, don't like that. Now we've acres of runway here, and funny enough, there's no runway markings, but we shan't worry too much. Little bit of wind gusting around the place, as we can see from the possessed weather sock. You want to watch the flare here, Murph. Hold the nose, bleed some speed. It's kind of looking alright now. Below 70 knots. Contact on the back. Put our air brakes out. There's 70 knots. There's 60. We can apply a bit of manual braking here now. Finish with our flaps. Finish with our brakes. And we'll taxi down to the end of the runway. Swing it right and work our way back up. I wasn't sure there was actually a taxi way down this neck of the woods. I thought you had to back taxi. I could be wrong though. We're getting a fair bit of chop here. There's logs on the far side. I gotta love them logs. So we'll stay... Actually, we'll go down and have a look at the main terminal. So basically, it's kind of done like, you know, there's garages for your little airplane. They're hangars, but they look like a garage. Turn them off, leave strobes on. And they're pretty cool looking, like they're awesome looking. Taz has added a photo of everyone on the North Europe server in Discord. Nice. Let's see what happens. Kitty Hawk, sorry, Quirky Pro says, are you visiting Kitty Hawk on this journey? Not this evening, my dude. We might do it on the next one. Jim Oates is in the house. Good evening to you, Jim. RL is here. Happy Wednesday to you. Peter Pepman says 2080 Ti's are more like £1,000. They are at the moment, but I suspect they will drop off once the supply of the 3080s pick up. We shall continue our taxi down. Did anyone get the release patch for the new drivers? It's just not as smooth as it should be. Haral says your plane is very expensive indeed. You have a better chance of winning the lottery than getting a 3080, probably. Probably. How are you, lads? So the building shapes or the heights, I suppose, they're kind of accurate, but they're not. Just Google Heaven's Landing. You'll kind of see everything there and what everything looks like. So with that, we're just going to leave the plane out here. Turn off them. Transponder can come off. We're finished with the avionics. Go ahead and drop the mixture, and we get this little menu button here. Hit our little warning light. Turn off the alternator. Turn off the... Where did that go back on? Interesting. Turn off all our lights and turn off our battery. Cool. We made it to Heaven's Landing. Ain't it pretty? What would be nice here? This will work. Welcome to Heaven's Landing. Okay, so we're going to open it up now to multiplayer. We'll go main menu and jump over here. Danny Booker says, hey Murph, using the VF4 map crashes the sim for me. Aha. Andrew Noble says, cannot blame you for putting X-Plane on the back burner. X-Plane is still good. It is what it is. This is what it is. So, yeah. Now, can we discover what the recent graphics card update was? Because it doesn't seem to be doing its thing, does it? So we're on version 4.56. No, we're not. We're on 456.71. Cordy Pro says the VF4 map crash issue is getting worked on. Indeed it is. Kate says, what speed are you going to be flying? Probably around the 130s-ish. We'll boot this back up again. We're going to go with North Europe for the server, guys. But I will say, make sure you follow the following. No airliners, no custom liveries or skins, and no custom aircraft that are available outside of the official marketplace. You might say why? I don't know. The sim will crash, or my sim will crash, if you guys have them turned on, and it's an absolute pain in the nether region. So we're waiting for the sim to load up here. So, just checking on our numbers, because I check on numbers. We have 204 people viewing live on YouTube, and we have 15 or so viewing live on Twitch. Well, that's a whole lot of people. Hello, people. You're very welcome along. Hope you guys are having a good time. Doesn't that music just make you feel all kind of fluffy? So as we wait for the sim to load, Kate says, I hope they aren't all flying. So do I. The group we had the last night, that was like, what? They won't all fit. But we'll worry about that when we get down there. So 2 NCO, I believe. 2 NCO. 2 NC0. Mountain Air. Seemingly is a challenging kind of an airport. We will have to wait and see. This could be interesting. Departure is set. Weight and balance, add a bit of juice. Liveries are okay. Destination is going to be 2 November Charlie 0. Mountain Air. This will be about a 30-minute flight. I'm going to go for the... What to go for? I'll stick in the Mooney. If it's going to be a hard landing, let's stick to what we know, shall we? So, live time of day selected. It's currently 16:24 local time. Server is on the North Europe server. Let's hope it behaves. And let's hope it works. Kramer Airlines says, do you think VR will be worth it on Microsoft Flight Sim? I do. I absolutely do. Baby Joel shortly says, Jan Fjord, just exploring volcanic craters in Saudi Arabia. Who would have thunk it? Who would have knew? Awesome. Alison Johnson with the... Is that for the graphics card though? Or is that for the... That's the graphics card, Alison, isn't it? That's kind of cheap. Bosman says, Murph, have you seen the Softly Weather Preset Pro? Looks great and a good price. Or softly. Softly. Hang on. What Bosman was trying to say was, Murph, have you seen the SoFly Weather Preset Pro? Softly. Okay, machine. Let's not break. Let's behave ourselves and let's see what happens. Yeah, the 3070 499, that's not bad. Like, that's decent, you know? Oh, there's noises. Did you hear them? I could hear them. I'm just turning off nameplates because my screen is almost black with just nameplates. This could be crazy. Okay, we're live. Let's get this machine started. And we'll go giddy up. I don't need that. Recognition bands on. So we'll do this in kind of fast mode. Make sure our prop goes in. Behave yourself now, machine. Fuel is alive. Turn on our trim. Clear prop. Good start in the engine. Avionics coming on. Switch over to GPS. Flight director's coming on. Turn on some lights. That's all good. Initial altitude. So 2 NCO is at 4,500 feet. We're going to put at 6,000 into our altitude. All that looks relatively okay for me. Parking brake is coming off. And let's get going. Arrival is 2 November Charlie 0. Hello, some people. Oh, God. Oh, God. There's millions of them. We'll follow the levitating PC-12. Or we might just plow through it just for the old visuals. Energize. Okay, we're going to ramble up the ramp this way. Ramble up the ramp. Say that really fast. If my 2020 crashes more than once a night, I'm off to the Zebo, says the Berko Flyer. Understood, my dude. Let's see what happens here, shall we? We've got a lot of planes here. This is off the hook. It's a total gridlock, man. I'll join on Friday. I have to perform some surgery on my flight stand to be able to use my honeycomb. Aha! Did people just disappear? Weird. Nice takeoff, dude. Here's looking at you, kid. Levitation. Who knew? Right, all our lights are on. Yeah, the honeycomb, I used to love setting up the whole yoke system, and like next thing you had like your own home cockpit. It used to be amazing. But then if you wanted to like do anything else, you're typing over it like this. It's like, I can't get the thing, you know. But yeah, it used to be great. As we taxi on out here. We'll circle the airport with a left-hand traffic, just to allow people to kind of catch up. Bosman says it's the Murphy gang. Murphy's Flying Circus is in full swing tonight. And there's lots of them. And like, I don't mean like there's a few of us here. There's like lots of them. Have you no homes to go to? So before we enter the runway, let's have a look back here behind us and see who's what. See who's who. Holy moly. Jim says, for this entire stream I've been practicing jigs and reels at my desk, watching the stream. Jim says, I saw that someone has designed a metal plate that you can put the Alpha and Bravo on and allows you to detach it and move it all off. That's awesome. The ones hovering are a hoot, says Daniel. They just are. Okay, one notch of flaps there, please, Maestro. So lights are on, squawk is squawking, flaps mixture is set. Let's boogie. Airspeed is alive. Airborne. There's 80 knots. Positive rate, gear coming up. Double press on our toe brakes to stop the wheels from spinning. You want a fairly aggressive climb out of here just to clear the trees. And I suppose once we get up to around 3,000-ish feet. Walking, talking and squawking. I like that, Scott. We got to use that one. We're walking, talking and squawking. So I got ourselves into a position of reasonable stability with our trim. Go ahead now and move our heading selector. We're going to turn to a heading of 220 degrees. Go ahead and turn on our autopilot onto heading mode. Activate that. We've armed our altitude to climb to 6,000 feet. That should be all happening very nicely. A little bit bumpy, but we're okay. Orlando says, well, great stream, Murph. Got to run, record a video. Catch you on the next. Take care, everyone. Orlando Flyer, many thanks for joining me, my dude. And we'll catch you on the next one. We'll see you on your stream coming up soon, dude. I wonder if you have flight following active by ATC and you squawk 77, does ATC recognize it as an emergency? So if you're using ATC, not in the sim, no, and you want to be careful. So if you squawk the emergency codes on the likes of say VATSIM or Pilot Edge, they don't see the humorous side of it, and they just kick you off straight away. So be warned. So new heading 120 degrees. Get in there, you slither. Now bring the speed back, Murph. We can increase the rate of climb up to 1,000 because, as I said, the Mooney is giddy. I gotta fix that little button. So it looks like we're doing okay. Famous last words. Hello, fireflies. Man, we got a big crew tonight. So, new heading, guys. Going to turn to the left. We're going to go to 030 degrees. Captain Frank is here. He says, hiya, Murph, you legend. Hello, Captain Frank. Happy Wednesday to you, my dude. Gear up out there. Now we can see. John says, so it's not implemented in the sim, only VATSIM and similar. Yeah, so like, you know, if you were going to do very kind of specific training, you could get in contact with people on VATSIM to say, listen guys, I want to practice a procedure. Many thanks, Aju. He's now following. Happy Wednesday to you. So, like, you could talk to them and explain what it is you're trying to do. And, yeah, there shouldn't be an issue. Okay, guys, we'll do one more circuit because there's lots of people here. New heading is going to be... where are we? 030, 30, 60, and 90. 300 degrees. Donald M is in the house. The Video Crusader is here. He says, notifications having a day off. Didn't remind me, stream is on. Ooh. Need to look into that, my dude, but I hope you're keeping well. Many thanks for joining us. Hard Days Night 14 is here. Hello, all. What doing today? Today, we is flying. So we've just taken off from Heaven's Landing. We have a huge multiplayer flight going on. You guys are very welcome to join us. Once you stick to the couple of rules, no airliners, no custom liveries, and no custom aircraft outside of the official marketplace. There is a multiplayer bug whereby the stream and the sim will just break down and crash, which is a bummer. Benny P is in the house. Good evening to you, Benny. Happy Wednesday to you, sir. Zhush. Alrighty. New heading, left turn. Shall be 210 degrees. Lost Juice says no airliners, no jets. Correct. We're flying in GA. There will be a time when we're flying airliners and jets, but I'll let you guys know. But it ain't tonight. The airports we're flying to, you're not going to fit. Despite your best efforts. Plus, they have a huge impact on other players on multiplayer. If you load in on a jet, everyone's frames just get tanked. It's just not pretty. Okay, so we're going to try and bring our speed down a little bit to help the guys out behind us. New left turn coming up, guys. We're going to turn left to 120 degrees. 120. So we're currently at 6,000 feet. Mark says it sounds like a Japanese zero. Do you know what I watched not last night, the night before? Was it the night before? Tuesday, Monday, Sunday. Maybe it was Sunday. Midway. You guys watched that yet? As in the movie? It's not bad. I really want to fly a T6 Texan. Absolutely want to fly one of them. I think A28 did one a while back. All the planes. Holy McGody. There's Heaven's Landing. So we're now going to turn on course to intercept our GPS here. So we're going to go to nav mode. That will be a left bank. It'll probably turn us over to 030-ish. They need a lobby to set up group flights so you can set the flight requirements. Yeah, I think so. Like, they kind of have it in a closed group, but they've only limited that to 6 players. You plus 5 more, Alison, which isn't ideal. Scott says, the new one or the old one? Oh, this is the new one. I can't remember watching the old one. Mark Black is here. He says, I have Midway on 4K Blu-ray. It's awesome. Nice. So we're going to be about 30-ish minutes away from our destination. We're heading back towards Heaven's Landing. Then it's direct over to Mountain Air, which is over in Burnsville. Located on Mount Mitchell. Now, how do you pronounce this one, lads? Me being Irish and you being American. Is it the Appalachian Mountains? As Land D5 is now following. Many thanks, my dude. Happy Wednesday to you. Is it the Appalachian Mountains? I don't know. Really great name of the place, just can't pronounce it, but it's fine. It's fine. But that's where we're headed. Appalachian. We're heading over to the Appalachian Mountains. See? I picked it up in one. H Lights Fear. Hi Murph, just got back in my seat. What server are you guys on? West US. We're actually on the North Europe server, my dude. Appellation. Aha. Aha. Oh my goodness, you murdered it. Yeah. Great at pronouncing places. Everything I say makes total sense. Really tremendous sense.
Hey, good morning.
As Num1 Fanboy is now following. Many thanks, my dude. You're very welcome along. What's happening, my dudes? Don't worry, guys. When we're back flying in Ireland, I'm going to take it down to, like, Knocknagoshel and places like this. And then will the tables have been turned. John Pure says, that's another shot. The two-tone Murphy drinking game. I approve. So speed, we're looking fairly good. 30 minutes away from our destination. It will get bumpy with the mountains, which I have to say look very pretty. Jimmo says, Murph, I think we have a new record, mate. There's over 200 people watching live on YouTube. And how many on Twitch? We got 18 peoples on Twitch and 203 on YouTube. Hello, everybody. That's a lot of people. You're all very welcome along. I do hope you're all enjoying yourselves. Don't be shy in the chat. He nearly hit us. Don't be shy in the chat. If you want to say hello, I'll say hello. If you want to lurk, that's quite okay as well. Mad C Triple Eight is here. He says, good afternoon, Murph and all. Top of the morning to you, my dude. Well, top of the evening. Well, it's night time. Good evening. The Burko Flyer is here. He says, I'm on live weather and it's very bumpy. That looks kind of cool. Mark Black says, I've ordered my MFG Crosswinds yesterday. So excited. Yeah, they're pretty cool. A Baron just did a barrel roll because that's what he can do now. Crazy. Scott says, don't be shy, folks. Mash that button, show some love. Well, many thanks, Scott. Alison says, we don't bite. How about a little bit of, a bit of diddly idle? Don't forget, guys, if you're new here, shameless plug. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And be sure to check out our Discord. Oh, that was weird. Be sure to check out our Discord. If you guys need any help with your settings or just somewhere to kind of chill out and hang out and talk simulation and aviation and stuff, you're more than welcome to ramble over. Lightsphere says, look at the state of the fleet, Richard Murph, green planes on the map. Yeah. If someone wants to take a picture of how many aircraft are actually in the group, be sure to post it over on Discord. I reckon there's a lot. Nicely done. The barrel roll was done with extreme composure. Oliver Upton is here. He says, what are your thoughts on Train Sim 2? I haven't used it. I do like trains, though. Dazza says, I'm getting a head start on most of you as I'm flying the 172. It's all good. Can the autopilot hold airspeed? Not in this Mooney, no. Mark Black says, do you guys meet up in Discord for multiplayer? All the time. I confidently say there's more flights offline, as in not on a stream, than there are on the stream. So be sure to check it out, dudes. And with that said, I think we're going to add in a bit of music, if you can kind of feel it. As the Two-Tone Murphy Flying Circus is in full swing. So we're a little bit jumpy with the frames, but we'll try and hold it. Keep thinking happy thoughts. Oliver says, have you ever played any action games? If so, what are your favourites? Call of Duty's not bad. It's crazy out there.
Hey, good money.
I like someone. Many thanks for the follow. Happy Wednesday to you, my dude. Pilot Peely says, do you use the Go XLR? Not yet, no. So I'm using a newer NW700 microphone that's connected to my Yamaha MG10XU, which is a big mixer. Let's look this way for, you know, obvious reasons. But there's a stream coming very soon, guys. Due to a popular vote on YouTube, whereby it's just going to be showing off all my settings, my setup, all my flights and equipment, all the sound equipment, all its settings, all the lighting. Basically, it's just going to be a chilled out stream, and I'll show you everything that I do. I like someone says, I watched you for 7 hours straight last week when I was sick. Well, many thanks, and too bad you were sick, but I hope you're feeling better. And thanks so much. Matt says, Murph, want to thank you and your group, as it was one of those guys that thought I just wanted to fly the big jets. But this is so fun. Totally hooked. Well, thanks a million, Madge. Really appreciate that, my dude. The Chazman wonders how VR hands will work when they try and bring it in. Could be interesting. WB says, anyone else's Mooney roll side to side in autopilot. Be sure you update it, WB. There is an update patch out for the Mooney. So if you go into the content manager, scroll down to your Mooney, it'll give you an update. Martha Second says, sim crash. Oh no. Don't worry, be sure to jump back in. Scott Voice says, all of your streams are chilled. I appreciate that, my dude. Sirens of Maryland is here. Haven't been following this game in a while. Is it out yet? It is indeed. Kendra says, I have to leave. Early start tomorrow. Mind the wooden obstacles, the trees. Still have a little bit of time until decorated for Christmas. Many thanks, Kendra. We'll see you on the next one. Do take care. Aileron says, there's lots of crash to desktops tonight, Murph. I am aware that they are working behind the scenes, pushing out a new update. That could be why. You know, bar the obvious, that's fantastic formation flying, guys. Hats off to you. So we're 20 minutes out, and I reckon we're going to have to climb. New altitude will be 8,000 feet. Rudder in with the donation on Super Chat. Time for a drink. I've been invited. Well, many thanks, my dude. Cheers for that. And sláinte. I like someone says, Murph, what would happen if the window smashed? In the sim, probably nothing. In real life, all sorts of problems. So if you look up kind of bird strikes on GA airplanes, it can be terrifying. Basically, if it happens, you need to get down quick. But it could be potentially fatal, depending on kind of what you hit. So we continue our climb here. We're down to about 110 knots, passing 7,500 feet. We got some steep climbing here, but so far so good, I dare say it. About 23 minutes out. Here's a song coming up for Jim Oates. Because why not? The mountains kind of resemble that of the Highlands. Sorta, kinda. I like someone says I'm in the north. Cool. Jim says I can join in as I have my practice chanter in hand, mate. Nice one. Scott says, with a bit of luck, I'll get to hear a lot of that next August at the tattoo. The Edinburgh tattoo, would it be, Scott? Mark Black says, what's your destination? We're heading over to 2 November Charlie Oscar, also known as Mountain Air. It's over in Burnsville in North Carolina. The field elevation is 4,500 feet. It's located on Mount Mitchell. That's where we're going. Scott says, yes, it's on my bucket list. Well, Scott, I was there in 2018, I think. And I have to say, it's absolutely fantastic. Billy Road says, what server? We're on the North Europe. So there's one for the Scots. How about one for the Irish? Dangerous Brian says, Murph, I think the group flying tonight have a surprise coming with this airport. Cian Lafford, Machan Buchel. What else do we have? What else? We got a tip of the cap to our American friends. I'm sure I have something here. I don't know what half of these are. No, we know what that one is. Yes, that'll do. Tiffany Chantham Pardis is here. She says Russian Kid is here. Good evening and welcome. Holligan is now following. Many thanks. Happy Wednesday to you. Tiffany is now subscribed as well. Thank you so very, very much, my dudes. You're very welcome along. We're about 10 minutes out. Canal Pista 11 has just subscribed. Many thanks to you. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're keeping well. Let me see. To our Russian friends. Many thanks, Martin, for the subscription, my dude. Mark Black has subscribed. Many thanks to you, Mark. Gabriel says, Murph, is it near popcorn time yet? Why, yes, it is. Less than 10 minutes to go. It's all happening tonight. This is for Scott. There's always one. Alrighty. Dangerous Brian was asking, what runway are we going for? Your guess is as good as mine. I've never been to this field before. My intention, I'm going to do a flyover and check it out, and then I'm going to pick a runway for landing. If you guys want to let me land first, and then I'll set up the cameras, cue the corny music, and let's see if we can see some of you guys landing. Brian Strait is here. He says, do you know of Captain Canada? I absolutely do, yeah. I love watching his streams. He tends to stick to the tube liners, but I saw him with a GA flight the other day. It looked pretty awesome. Ed Reed suggests 2-3 for landing. Very good, Ed. We'll have a look. 6 Knots says, just had a look at some landing on YouTube. This could be very interesting. Yeah. We're all counting on you. Tiffany, yeah, when it comes to kind of national anthems, I'm unsure. Well, I know they're not copyrighted, but like, it's I'll stay away from the national anthems. So we're going to swap over our fuel tank to the right-hand side. We want these guys good on level as best we can. We're about 5 minutes away from the airport. You need to do some stretches. Oh yeah, what are stretches? Apart from, like, you know, the obvious stretches. So let's have a look out over yonder, shall we? As I said, I haven't been here, but I think it's up here somewhere. Philly Road says, I just took off from there. Not sure if I fancy a landing. Gulp. Tiffany says, do you have any Russian music? I probably don't have it loaded up. But leave it with me. I'll try and get some for you soon. Ah, stretches. Very good. Yeah, pot is legal in Canada, eh? That'll make flights kind of Dude, look at the colors of green, man. They're totally rad. Do you know, could you imagine, like, I'd be no good on that stuff now at all. So we're going to watch our speed here. We're at 6,000 feet. We can probably go down lower. The field altitude is going to be 4,500. So if we lower this guy to 5,000, arm that there, please. Thank you. Just open the doors, get out, jump out of the window. Yeah, that'll help. If all else fails, that's what we're going to do. Ailerons into wind suggested this place. Just saying. Right, let's see what's going to happen here. As I said, I haven't seen this airport before, so like this could be either good or very bad. Edwin says, my bad, runway 32. That's okay. We'll have a look. If it's at 32, we would need to... what's our heading? So if it's 32, it's going to be over here somewhere. So with that said... So if it's going to be at 3.2, we'd want to be kind of making a heading of 060, but we'll see. Hi, everybody! There's a big crew behind us, isn't there? Ryan says, that is Captain Canada. Watch him land in Norway through a 200-foot ceiling. It was sketchy. Matt says, so glad Murph took your advice and purchased the Mooney. So happy I did. It's a fun airplane to fly. It really is. I'm probably going to look at that Cessna Bird Dog just because I like the idea. It's, you know, it has skis for landing on water. That could be interesting. Any of you guys see an airport around here? All I'll say is, good luck. And that's coming from Daza, so this is going to be like hilarious. It'll be grand. Sure, look, isn't it grand? Isn't this the place like that has like rip? Isn't this the place that has like a golf course right beside it? I saw some pictures Stuart put up on the Discord, and I was just like, what an interesting place. Universe Sandbox 2, Tiffany says, if you want a game that has planets you can destroy some stuff in. Yeah. This is going to be the finest, as we say here. The finest. It's like the finest, but you put in an SH. The finest. That's what you got to say to people now tomorrow. When things are fine, you tell them that's the finest. And they will look at you like you would call a stray dog, and he'd stop, tilt his head to the side, and then just carry on with his life. As I said, I didn't see a golf course. I was too busy trying to land. Johnny says, is that it? It's on the top of the hill, is it? Kind of real choppy here. We're all coming in for a closer look, and there's people going, no. And then there's other people going, bring it on. Let's see what happens here, shall we? We're a minute out. It's ahead to the left. Is it over here? This could be very interesting. We have a bit of chop. Let's hope it all turns out okay. We got this! Face cam on for the horrific, terrified, dramatic effect. Okay, Murph. What you gonna do, brother? What you gonna do? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is going to be interesting. Let's see what happens, shall we? Remember, 4,500 feet is going to be our height, I suppose. This is going to be interesting. Which end are you supposed to fall off? Either end, that's entirely up to you. Okay, let's enter the pattern. One notch of flaps there, please. Make this a tight turn. Oh, mind your altitude, Murph. You don't want to sink. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Don't sink. Right, there's 5,000 feet. Keep it somewhat at that, please. Landing gear coming down. Don't lose sight. Hang on. Wait, what? Man, Murph. You genius. Abort. Try not to get, like, you know, lost, Murphy. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay. Do. Wrong way, Carrigan. Yeah, we kind of got too excited there, didn't we? It's okay, we're just kind of teasing ourselves into it. That was like the dress rehearsal. Without the clothes. Watch out for the logs. Time to find your secondary airport. What do you mean you don't have a secondary airport? I'm just a little bit kind of miffed how I got that all very wrong. But it's okay, there's time to correct it. We'll take our time now with this little approach. Landing gear coming down. Who chose this airport? Totally fine. It's going to be the best landing ever. In the history of best landings ever. There's the airport up there. And there's the runway. Okay, I think I understand it now. It was the sun that put me off. This should be in the missions, says Dangerous Brian. Yeah, it should, shouldn't it? So much for Murph getting down on the ground first. You guys just keep going around. Just don't mind your fuel. I've got this. Runway.exe has stopped working. Whoop whoop. Alright. The lads are trying to do touch and goes just to kind of figure it all out. Careful now, chop chop. No lights on the runway. This is kind of interesting. This be very interesting. And it's narrow as well. What do you reckon, guys? First attempt. Let's get another notch. Let's go all flaps here, because this is a steep approach. Your ears should pop by now. Who left the tree at the end of the runway? Okay, behave yourself, Mooney. Oh, there's all sorts of updrafts and downdrafts from the hills here. Steady now, Murph. Easy does it. Easy does it. Okay, don't float for too long. You'll run out of ground. Park it. Touchdown. There's 60 knots. Manual braking. Finish with our brakes and with our flaps. Well, this place is interesting. We'll just kind of shamelessly ramble off into the parking area, and now it's time to like go around, wait till I'm down. Give it a few minutes, guys. Okay, leave the engines on because well, we won't be hanging around here too long. Can I open my eyes now? Yes, you can. Right, we need to do this first. Don't crash game because, well, you know, we want it to work. Turn these on. Great Scott! Okay, there's loads of people, which is grand. Who said that? Great Scott. Great Scott! Marty! Now, let's see. We want this one. This one. This is going to be fun. What do you reckon, guys? Here comes Jam Fjord. Doesn't seem too happy about it. Go around. Dan 1 is inbound. What's going to happen here, Dan? The approach is good. Oh, bit of a bounce. Advised Acorn. Watch the old yawing there, my dude. Jack Sorrows inbound. Oh, that was nice. Well done, Jack. Here comes Pat. Nicely done. Pilot Peely is down as well. Bit of a bounce. Uh-oh. Lost Juice is tanking it. Go around, dude. Pilot Peely is down. John Doerr is inbound. Oh, that's butter. Very, very nice, my dude. Paleo Potato. You can do it! Nicely done, my dude. Welcome, welcome. Here goes Larson, Jepson. Kai Garma's here. The Merlin Flyer is inbound. Ooh, atch, each. But a hop, skip, and a jump, the Merlin Flyer has made it. Is that an airstrip on a golf course? It kind of is. Nicely done, fellas. Here comes Madge. Oh, look at that. You got a drift out of a Mooney. Hats off to you, sir. Nicely done. Reg is down, as is the Berko Flyer. Here comes Tribal, along with 6 knots on Deep Future. Go around. Go around. 6 knots and Deep Future. Oh, it's looking decent, lads. Yes, nicely done. The Flyboy 1968 inbound. Dunk. Please report to the hangar to collect your landing gear. JetTech and Fugros have made it. Nicely done, fellas. Here comes Benny P and Johnny. Tasty, tasty. Nicely done, fellas. Tropavino's inbound, along with WB 1990. Tropavino, nicely done. Diesel Dan in a Mooney. WB, rip, oh dear. Medic! Nicely done, Diesel Dan. What's your here's Philip Breen. Nicely done, Philip. Oh, you made that look really, really easy, dude. Dazza T Arab along with Erlansky inbound and Paddy 140. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That was some tasty landings there, my guys. Oh no, Ed Reed, I had to dead stick it from 7.5 out, the engine quit. Oh, they're all coming in. Down in front, Herbie Hare and Tribal is all landing there now. Turn off your cloaking device with a pair of legs hanging out of the Cessna. Nicely done, fellas. Nice. I'm sure there's more to come. Ah, Cherub and Catbat. Welcome one and welcome all. Why are you guys only like appearing? What if we go this way? There we go. Moose Knuckle is here. Jormavel was here. Now you see him. Now you don't. ACTS, nicely done, my dude. Joe Blow photo, go around. Jam Fjord made it down in one piece. Nicely done, my dude. There's Ed Reed. USA PR1, nicely done, my dude, in the TBM. That's a bit better, my dude. Kind of, sort of, almost, nearly. Hold it. Rad Pilot Randy is airborne. Advice Takeoff. We're nearly all there. So for our next destination and final destination, Symbology. That's never going to get old. Okay, so for our next destination, we're going to head from here down to Asheville Regional in North Carolina. Kilo Alpha Victor Limo. Lima. It's a Class C airport near the town of Fletcher. This airport we're going to head to is actually pretty cool. It has a lot of history, and an awful lot of aircraft has joined in. For instance, it saw Concords, it saw 747s, DC-3s, Viscounts, Fairchilds, DC-9s, Airbus. The runway length of the next airport is a whopping 6,500 feet. Gabriel Dillon approves of the wah, 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 wah. Yeah. Look at this for a fine ensemble of simulation aviators. You're all very welcome along. Right, guys, what I'm going to do, I need to refill my cup. And once we do that, well, it's going to be time to take off again. So hang loose, get yourselves a quick break, and we'll be back to you really shortly. Dazza says, thanks, Murph and all. I'm off now. Enjoy the next flight. Many thanks, Dazza. Thank you so much for joining in. We'll see you on the next one. Right, guys, with you in a moment. That's never going to get old. Hey. I left you in this position. So guys, what we need to do, I'm going to turn off these labels here. Traffic, turn to off, apply, and go back. Face cam on for the dramatic resultant approach. Now, let me see. So flight plan, we're going to go ahead and clear this. We're going to put in a direct to mode, and we're heading over to Kilo Let's see. K for kilo. Alpha. V for Victor. What's our Victor vector? I mean, check your Victor's vector. Lima. Asheville Regional, that be the one. Go ahead and activate that. Cool. Alrighty. So guys, lights are on. Time to boogie. Get your best hats on, ladies. It's the races. Look at that. It's VTOL. Who would have thought it? Who would have knew? Who would have imagined the great VTOL? Caleb is here. What server are you folks using? We're on the North Europe server. As Murph is just going to taxi sheepishly down the runway. And then turn around and blast on out of here. Hang on, can we blast off from here and just... Yeah, we're probably just to head straight out. What do you reckon? It'll take us all night to get down and turn back. So, one notch of flaps, please. Watch your mixture on takeoff, because we are quite high. We're going to set our initial altitude to 5,500 feet, because our destination airport is only 2,000 feet. Go ahead and arm that. We're going to fly pretty much on the runway heading when we take off. Which would be, it's what's the runway heading? 14, is it? Cool. Okay, if you guys are ready, I'm ready. Are we all ready? Let us boogie. Okay, so our power is set. Flaps are at 1 notch. We're walking, talking, and squawking. Here's 60 knots. There's a big tree. Oh god. Rotate. Positive rate gear coming up. Tap on our toe brakes. Tiffany has rambled over to Discord. Nice. Okay, we'll try and pick up a bit of altitude here. And don't worry guys, I'll circle around until you guys get airborne. Autopilot is on. We're going to climb to 5,500 feet. Bring our flaps back in. Let the speed build up. And let's see what happens. Many thanks for the plug there, Dangerous Brian. Don't forget guys, if you're new to all of this, if you like what you see, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. You might even consider liking, subscribing, following, saying hello. It's entirely up to you. So what's the ground? So we can do a... We'll do a right pattern until we get high enough. So come hither, you slither. About 220 will do. Keep an eye out though for the terrain. Terrain. Whoop whoop. I'm just waiting for it. Hello, fireflies, way off in the distance. I have to say, that looks pretty, doesn't it? Philly Road says I would do at least 6,500. You could be onto something there, Phil. King Neffer says, is this our last leg for tonight? Indeed it is. Ray is here, he says, someday fly in Africa. You're just flying in nature and water. Well, I've flown in South Africa. But yeah, 100% dude. Sure, we have to visit the pyramids. So we get ourselves up to 6,500 feet. Captain Bombassa says, where are we now? So we're over a mountain called Mount Mitchell. Just over Mountain Air, which is in Burnsville in North Carolina. And we're going to be heading south down to Asheville Regional in North Carolina. Dangerous Brian says, I reckon we're good for another 25 likes, right? Many thanks, Dangerous Brian. Do appreciate the support and motivation. We're just kind of circling around, allowing the guys to get airborne, get established, get a bit of altitude. So slower speed down now, not to have the guys under pressure. Shane Neary is away. He says, bye Murph. We'll catch on the next one. Shane, do take care. Clint One says, should others be on the same server? Will they see you guys, or in this session exclusively you guys flying? No, they'll see us. Wonky wins, says Ed. Tiffany says, go to Daytona Beach on the next flight. We do have to check out Miami. So we'll bring our speed back. No need to absolutely boot it. The airport is very close to us. The Monkey Grinder is here. My wife says, really wants the flight sim so she can prepare for the zombie apocalypse. Oh dear. So we kind of have there's like kind of two groups, but it's grand. Monkey Grinder says, really enjoying the stream, by the way. Well, many thanks, my dude. Tiffany's in Daytona Beach right now. Cool. Kane asks, is a yoke or stick essential for flight sim? Not essential, but I highly recommend it. And I would say a stick. depending on your budget, have a yoke and a stick. But a stick, they're going to add choppers to the sim really soon. So bear that in mind. Okay guys, I'm going to flick on to nav mode. There should be a left turn coming up. There it be. Scott says, speaking of wives, we haven't heard texting from Mrs. Murphy tonight. Oh, don't worry. There have been open lines of communication. She may be already in the chat under a name you're unsure of. So we'll keep the speed here at around 110 knots. That's kind of behaving itself nicely. We'll go back and check on the group. Hey guys. That's some really tasty flying there, my dude. Great formation work. Not the easiest thing to do. Or any of you guys for that matter. Scott says, trying to get another pilot who has a fairly new YouTube channel to stop by to see how to do a group flight the right way. Many thanks, Scott. Maybe Friday if it all works out well. Cool. Mrs. Murphy is coming to a channel near you, so behave. Yeah, so I'm thinking on Friday I might do the that stream just to show you guys all my setup and how everything works. The buttons I press, when I press them, what settings I use for sound and lighting, OBS settings, the sim settings, controller settings, basically everything that I do on one of these streams. Because the more of, you know, the more streamers, if that's the right way to put it, well, the better, because it kind of gives us the right idea. Like it gives good choice and good options. Hard Day's Night is now following. Many thanks, my dude. Tiffany says, Murph, call me Russian Kid. Very well, Russian Kid. Where are you rushing off to? Ba-dum-bum. Irish, we're hilarious. Jason is here. Your stream always keeps me company. When the sim dropped, I started the trip in my 172 from Land's End, currently by St. Lucia. All done in live weather and real time. That's great, Jason. Delighted that you're enjoying them, my dude. Jamfjord says, still flying summer though. Yeah, we'll do a flight as well, don't worry. I'll spend, you know, maybe 20 minutes or half an hour just go, well, I'll do my usual. I'll be showing you guys settings and whatnot, and then we'll organise a group flight. More than likely going to be in Ireland, because I'm thinking Falcha Fridays. John says, can't get the autopilot to work in the Mooney. There is a bug with it, John. Just make sure that you have your master radio switch on here, and then to activate your autopilot, flight directors, heading mode if you're using your heading, nav mode if you're using GPS, you have to hit your CDI, And then you have the autopilot master switch. Make sure that's engaged. We're looking decent. Very decent. 6 minutes away from our destination. So it says, so when is this Mrs. Murphy stream? Inquiring minds. Well, it won't be a stream at Mrs. Murphy. It'll be a podcast. The stream I'll do is just, it's me. I know, right? Don't act like you're not impressed. Ailerons, I haven't implemented that yet. The good kernel 4 has, and it's awesome. But I need to do some kind of settings and stuff on Friday. I might add that to the Twitch channel. Rush B. Just want to say thanks to everyone this evening for joining us. It's a huge group flight once again here on the Two Tone Murphy channel. Don't forget, guys, we stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you like the content, be sure to give us a thumbs up, and you might consider subscribing or following the channel. And a link for Discord just gone into the chat now. Be sure to check it out, guys. We have lots of stuff out there. Many thanks for the follow me. Really appreciate that, my dude. But over on Discord we have a place basically to hang out. There's a lot of helpful people over there. We have our own little tech support. Simulated Aviation gives us a lot of updates on news on different releases and reviews. Colonel Fork and Ailerons into Wind have their own flight school. Some of our members have vast experience in real-world flying. Some of that experience spans decades of experience, decades of years in real-world flying. So yeah. So if you look closely, we have flashing lights ahead, indicating a runway. Kane Lafford says, and we have a woodwork class, which is in the Bremen Bar. Okay, so we can drop a lot of altitude now. We're going to go down to 3,500 feet. We can do this fairly lively at a rate of 1,000 feet per minute. Bring the speed back a little bit. Airport in sight. So we'll bring the speed right back here as we continue our descent. We're going to heading mode now. We're going to turn to 240 degrees. As we fly over Asheville here in the state of North Carolina. Well, this place is pretty. Got some nice marinas here on the lake. A nice bridge and some buildings. Very nice looking houses. The scenery never ceases to amaze me, says Brian. Can't agree with you more. We even have cars driving on the ground. So, we're at 3,500 feet. SPC Huntsville is in the house. Many thanks for the subscribe, my dude. Typically, Russian kid says, I see cars driving on water. Alrighty, so face cam on for the dramatic approach and the dramatic effect. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn off our autopilot. Thank you very much for your assistance. Right fuel tank still on 35. That looks good to me. Yeah. So runway is directly behind us. We'll make our way over there now. E-Core is in the house. Good evening to you, my dude. Happy Wednesday. If I didn't already say it. Captain Jones is here as well. Get ourselves turned around here. Scott says I'm going to waste so much time when I finally get the sim. Oh yeah. So much time. Alright guys, so we'll try and do the same again. I'm going to try and get landed first, as we have some serious chop. Don't forget guys, if you're joining us in multiplayer, no airliners and no custom liveries or aircraft. Anything that is available outside of the official marketplace, there's a bug in the sim where it'll crash. There's always one. But that's okay. That sound effect is going to be used everywhere. Okay, taking our time coming in here. So the story with this airport, it had the smaller runway, which is on the left hand side. It's the original runway, which is now a taxiway, and they extended the main runway, I think in 1968. Yes, they did. Super Hap Dog says the music is in tune with the engine. Nice. Or the engine is in tune with the music. Okay, we're on the glide slope, indicated by our pappy lights just left of the main runway. 2 white and 2 red. Little bit on the fast side, so we can bring our speed back now. At 110 knots, we'll help our drag by lowering our landing gear. Gear is down and indicated. Check our mixture, we'll go with 1 notch of flaps just as we get into the white arc. Speed is coming down now to about 100 knots. Continue. A little bit choppy. Small bit of a crosswind, but nothing we need to worry about just yet. Little bit bumpy. Second notch of flaps just on final. There's the middle marker from the airport. Cruising in just around 85 knots. We'll be able to bleed off some of the speed now when we come on to runway 17. We're going to aim for the center line. Eyes go to the bottom of the runway, all the way down the very end. Keep an eye on that. That'll help when you need to flare. Just when you're a couple of feet off the runway, like so. There's the flare. Bleed off some speed. Don't mind him. There's touchdown. Speed brake's coming out. There's 60 knots. You can apply some manual braking now. Finish with the flaps and with the brakes. Kadunk. And we'll just exit the runway here, get ourselves turned around, and catch all you guys coming in. Something like that'll do. So, park and brake can come on. Turn off all our mad lights here. Avionics can come off. Put the engines and battery coming off here as well. So we're going to jump back in here, turn back on the traffic labels, jump out of the airplane, and very soon the runway will be open. Try that again, Murph. Wait for it. Okay guys, here we go. Runway is open. Here comes Larson. There, looks about good. Catbat is also trying to do an approach. Who's gonna make it? Remember your spacing, guys. You'll find the runway is the other way. Here comes Larson with a big flare. Oh, 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 rip. Here comes Rad Pilot Randy. Nicely done, my dude. Bad Dog just ahead of you. Makes an interesting approach. With a pair of legs dangling out the back of the Cessna. It's a go-around. Jack Sorrows and Pat inbound. Nicely done, fellas. Nicely done. Welcome to Asheville. Sean Legoman, Jaldor. And that's why I was never going to be a cameraman. Nicely done, fellas. You can do it. Beautiful approach in the TBM. Nicely done, dude. Nicely done. G8 is inbound along with Talio Potato. Nicely done, fellas. We have a handful more. Holy moly, look at the amount of them. 6 knots and ACTS inbound. Merlin Flyers with them. As is the Burko Flyer. Two loggers here as well. Nicely done, 6 knots. And ACTS. Oh, there's butter there. Merlin Flyer, a hop, skipping a jump, but he gets it down. The Berko Flyer is down. There's Reg. Nicely done. Jepson and Dropovino. Nicely done, my dudes. Nicely done. Diesel Dan, Wizard Arrow. Ooh. You'll feel that in the morning. And in the afternoon. And probably dinner time as well. Joe Blow Photo is inbound, along with WB1990. Nicely done, Joe. And nicely done, WB. Tasty's tasty. Paddy 140 and Cherub are inbound. It's very close. Nicely done, fellas. Cage Rattler inbound. Nicely done. Bit of a bounce. What's going to happen? We go around. Here comes Jet Tech. Oh, this is looking good. I'm sure the landing gear are already deployed. We hope. There they are. Oh, that was butter, dude. Really nice. There's Moose. Down in front. Is down in front. Nice, guys. Billy Roth says, I was live. Weather runway 35. 17 is what we're going for. Russian Kid is back. There's Benny P. I knew you were out there somewhere. In a TBM. As a hush falls upon the crowd. Nicely done with the reverses out. There was butter there. Penny's going to give it a shot. You can do it. Herbie Hare. Again, beautiful landing. TBMs. They look fantastic, don't they? Anyone else? The Flyboy. Nicely done, my dude. I've counted 31 aircraft tonight, but I'll need to double check it out. This was the last flight for tonight, my dudes. There's Taz making the dramatic entry, as only Taz would know how. Well, there we have it. A wild night with a wild group of people. Well, I have to say, guys, that was a whole lot of fun. To recap, we flew from Greenville, downtown airport down in South Carolina. We rambled over to Heaven's Landing in Clayton in Georgia. From there we went over to Mountain Air over in Burnsville in North Carolina. And then finally here to Asheville Regional, also in North Carolina. My thanks to you guys, as always, for joining us. It was an absolute blast, some great flying, fantastic formation flying, and you guys are really coming along with some of your fancy landing and airmanship stuff and pilot stuff. But I just want to say a big special thanks to everyone tonight, all the donations, all the follows, all the likes, all the subscribes. You guys are absolutely awesome and fantastic, and I thank you so very, very much. To all the new people here, delighted to see new people coming in. Don't forget, we're over on Discord. I'll drop a link there into the chat. Tally potato. But yeah, until the next time, which will be Friday, look after yourselves, stay safe, and I'll see you really soon. Cool. Good night, guys, and thanks.